Hi, my name is Sean Palmer, and I'm the publisher of the Daily Hampshire Gazette. And I'm excited this year to join with our partners at the United Way to present our annual awards. And I'm very proud to say that the Gazette has been doing this for over 7 years here in Hampshire County, recognizing the unsung heroes among us. And I think you'll find that the recipients that have been selected this year have gone above and beyond what any one of us could be expected to do and are truly deserving of the honor. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. Enjoy the rest of the presentation and have a great day.
I'm Lindsay Barron-Labonte, and I serve on the United Way Board and the Campaign Committee. This year we recognize Dr. Marty Nathan as the 2021 Francis Crowe Award recipient. For the past quarter century, Marty has been a social and political activist in our community, engaged in issues of racial justice, immigrants' rights, healthcare, environmental justice, and anti-war activities. In 1979, Marty was a new mother and recent graduate of Duke Medical School when her world changed forever. While participating in an anti-Klan rally, her then husband, Michael Nathan, was one of 5 killed by neo-Nazis and the KKK. When Marty and other survivors of the attack won a judgment against the city of Greensboro and the KKK murderers, she used that money from the judgment to help start a justice fund that for 20 years made grants to small activist groups in the South. In 1995, Marty and her husband, Elliot Fratkin, who was a Smith professor, moved here. In 2009, Marty co-founded the Markham Nathan Fund for Social Justice, which has given $400,000 in small grants to activist groups across Western Massachusetts. She's a physician and has worked in clinics all over the valley seeing low-income patients. She helped start La Cliniquita, an evening clinic attending to the needs of undocumented and uninsured immigrants. Marty has long worked on issues of environmental justice. She's co-founder of Climate Action Now in Western Massachusetts. Marty long marched with Francis Crowe, opposing militarism, and she writes a monthly column in the Gazette that helps educate the public about climate and peace issues. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Marty Nathan.
I'm Marty Nathan, and I want to give many, many thanks to the Gazette, whose union, by the way, deserves a contract, and to the United Way for this wonderful award. And also to Elliot Fratkin, who always puts up with me. I dedicate this honor to all my friends in Climate Action Now, the Springfield Climate Justice Coalition, 2 Degrees, the Cliniquita Fund, the Markham Nathan Fund, and the Latin American Solidarity Coalition, and to my kids and grandkids. Particularly, I want to honor all the smart, courageous, and creative young people who are taking to the streets to fight Martin Luther King's triple evils of racism, poverty, and war, updating the list to add climate change. You are our hope and our future.
Hi, I'm Amy Landry. I serve on the United Way Campaign Committee and am a past board member. This year we recognize Hadley High School student Christian Chokas. At 15 years old, Christian has already become a model of volunteering. He gives time, labor, money, and service to others, both locally and globally. Rather than slowing him down, the challenges of the pandemic only spurred Christian to help more. His volunteer work includes helping at the monthly meal program at his church, with Megan's Light annual 5K for cystic fibrosis, at Hadley Mothers Club events, reading to children, service trips to Nicaragua and Costa Rica, and with PTO snack distribution, including writing notes on hundreds of bananas for the last 8 years. He also finds time for school clubs, sports, and serves on the board for his class. Go Graduates of 24! It is my pleasure to introduce Christian Chokas.
Thank you to the Daily Hampshire Gazette and the United Way of Hampshire County for this kind recognition. I am very honored to have been chosen to receive the Youth Community Leader Award. Last year I collected over 500 pounds of food for the Hadley Food Pantry in the Amherst Survival Center. I have also prepared Meals on Wheels for local senior citizens in need. On a Hopkins Academy trip to Costa Rica last year, I did volunteer work on a senior center, elementary school, wildlife sanctuary, and a local community church. I have been an altar server for almost 7 years and have helped out with events that the Hadley Park and Rec and the Hadley Mothers Club have sponsored. My family and I are also involved with the nonprofit Megan's Light, which raises awareness for cystic fibrosis. I want to thank my parents, sister, grandparents, and aunts and uncles for being role models and showing me how important it is to be involved in giving back. Thank you so much for this kind and generous recognition.
This year, we recognize Dr. Ennis as our 2021 Person of the Year. Dr. Ennis is a longtime resident of Amherst, the Associate Director of the Cooley-Dickinson Emergency Department, and the President of the Cooley-Dickinson Medical Staff. She is a Harvard-educated female physician leader who has served as a beacon of progress and moral clarity for our healthcare system and our greater community on issues of dismantling structural racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion during a most tumultuous year. Dr. Ennis was instrumental in putting in place a temporary emergency department annex that helped Cooley-Dickinson cope with the influx of COVID patients that presented in the early months of the pandemic. As a result, the Cooley ED was never overwhelmed as others across the nation, and providers suffered very few COVID infections. She helped our community grieve when George Floyd was murdered, and she helped channel that grief into a new initiative to dismantle structural racism at Cooley-Dickinson and beyond. It included measuring and addressing the social and behavioral determinants of health which contribute to and often drive racial disparities in healthcare outcomes. Dr. Ennis has spread the message of diversity, equity, and inclusion in healthcare via 3 Washington Post editorials this year, and board of director work for Parent Magazine, and healthcare provider presentations from Mass General to Australia. With the challenges of the last year, when many physicians chose to retire, Dr. Ennis chose to work more clinical hours and assume more leadership responsibility. As the challenges of systemic racism boiled over, Dr. Ennis put in the extra time and energy to ensure greater equity at home and across the nation. It is my great honor to introduce Dr. Ennis.
Thank you to the Daily Hampshire Gazette and United Way of Hampshire County for this recognition. It is truly an honor to have been nominated for and chosen to receive this award. This has been an incredibly challenging year all around, and like so many of us, I have only made it through with the support of my family, especially my daughters Violet and Lena, and my parents Dennis and Beverly Ennis, and my sister Kayla Cunningham, and the support of the team in the emergency department and throughout the Cooley-Dickinson system, and of course my friends who are just incredible and supportive and always there. It is a privilege to be able to use my voice to help work towards health equity and anti-racism medicine, to care for our community, and to do my part. And I thank you for the privilege of doing the work, and I thank you for the honor of this award.
Congratulations to Marty Nathan, Ennis, and Christian Chokas. Thank you for your dedication, commitment, and inspiration. And thanks again to Daily Hampshire Gazette for partnering on these awards, especially to Stephanie Hadley for managing the awards process. She did a remarkable job. We now turn to our United Way of Hampshire County Awards, and we're going to start with the Kay Sheehan Award, which will be kicked off by Susan Etheridge. In addition to being one of our campaign co-chairs, Susan is our 2016 Kay Sheehan Award recipient. Susan?
Greetings, my name is Susan Etheridge. I'm co-chairing with Marcus Jones the 2021 United Way campaign for Hampshire County. And this morning, I have the privilege of introducing the Kay Sheehan Spirit of the Community Award. This award is in honor and memory of Kathleen Sheehan, a teacher, guidance counselor, and principal in the Northampton school system for 35 years, who passed away in 2011. Kay left us an enduring legacy of her generous and engaged participation and leadership in all things community. This award is typically given to an individual or organization that has demonstrated exemplary service and leadership to our community. This year, we are awarding it to 2 most deserving recipients, an individual and an organization. We all know this has been a challenging, unprecedented year. Some people and organizations decided to lay low, understandably. Others faced the chaos head-on, turning challenge into energy and convening resources to help others. If ever there was a year to give 2 awards, it is this year. The 2021 Kay Sheehan Spirit of the Community Award to an organization goes to Craig's Doors. Craig's Doors is a shelter in Amherst that opened its doors in 2011. They provide a home to those who do not have a home. They give support and sustenance to all those who enter. We celebrate Craig's Doors for their decade-long service, a testimony to coordination, collaboration, and community spirit, pulling together resources such as shelter, cots, food, funds, and other significant contributions from the following partners: the Amherst First Baptist Church, UMass students, the Jewish community of Amherst, the Unitarian Universalist Society of Amherst, the town of Amherst, Hampshire College, and businessperson Kurt Shumway. These collaborations helped Craig's Doors maintain a critically needed 24-hour shelter during a very difficult year. Their work is purposeful and meaningful, making all the difference for those who enter their doors. Congratulations and heartfelt thanks to Craig's Doors and Executive Director Kevin Noonan.
I'm Kevin Noonan from Craig's Doors, the Home Association. Congratulations to the other honorees. And to tell you quite frankly, we're kind of surprised to be here. We never expected this. But we want to thank John Bidwell and Jeff Donheim for standing by us this year. They helped us negotiate an incredible deal with Kurt Shumway and the Hampshire Hospitality Group to allow us to use the University Lodge in Amherst and the Econo Lodge in Hadley to house people who are homeless and to keep them safe during this COVID-19 pandemic. Thankfully, there were some resources through the federal government. Candidly, we'd give them all back if we could save 3.5 million lives worldwide. When others were called upon to keep people safe by contracting their services, we, like so many others, were called upon to expand our services in order to keep people safe. We went from 28 people in the basement of a church to housing 55 people. We are deeply grateful to the generosity of the Unitarian Universalist Society of Amherst, who opened wide their doors to allow us to run a congregate shelter there. And we are deeply grateful to the staff and the volunteers and medical personnel such as Dr. Lowry and Dr. Bossy, who kept people safe in ways that are unimaginable. Well, thank you again. This is indeed a great honor for us. Thanks.
And now I will introduce the individual who is this year's recipient of the 2021 Kay Sheehan Spirit of the Community Award, and that individual is Tara Brewster. Tara is always first in line to enthusiastically answer the call to help, to convene resources, and to act. So reflective of the spirit of Kay Sheehan herself, who was always willing to answer the call with a ready, yes I can, yes I will. Tara is Vice President for Business Development at Greenfield Savings Bank. She serves on the boards of several nonprofits, including Double Edge Theater, Downtown Northampton Association, the David Ruggles Center, the Hampshire Regional YMCA, and Mass Hire Franklin Hampshire Workforce Board. Tara is a Smith College alum. She's also the co-founder and former co-owner of Jackson & Connor, the upscale menswear store in Thorns Marketplace. She is the new host of the Western Mass Business Show, the WHMP radio program showcasing business leaders of the Pioneer Valley. Congratulations and deep gratitude to you, Tara, for all you do to make our region a better, happier, and healthier place.
I am proud to accept this award in the spirit of a true community champion as embodied by Kay Sheehan. If you have a moment to look up her obituary, please do, as her accomplishments and volunteerism are awe-inspiring. I often hear that I am highly involved in the matrix of this community, but after reading the numerous ways that Kay has made an impact here, to these comments I will now reply, not as much as Kay Sheehan was. Thank you for the recognition, but it is truly a team effort. My team consists of my husband and children, my family support, my employer, Greenfield Savings Bank. Their leadership and dedication to this region is beyond what I could have ever hoped for in a workplace. And finally, my jeweled web of community friends and supporters. Let's keep digging into this place together and make this world a little bit better for all of us, not just some of us. Thank you for this award. I am honored to receive it and will continue to strive to strengthen each one of us, 1 hour at a time, my new post-COVID mantra.
I am Mike Otto, member of the United Way Campaign Committee. This year's Community Partner Award goes to Jack Horner. It is hard, maybe impossible, to convey the support Jack has given to our United Way for decades. As he says, I am grateful for the opportunity to lend a hand whenever it helps. As a result, Jack has served on our audit committee. Jack and his partner Ron have hosted United Way events at their wonderful home. He has helped immensely with our Tocqueville program. In the past 2 years, he has provided matching grants, which have been pivotal in increasing individual giving and helping boost our leadership giving by 12% last year. This is a lot of work, but we are not Jack's only cause. He also has worked to get Northampton to recognize same-sex domestic partnerships when he first moved here in 1992. That issue failed at the ballot, but helped to energize the cause and led Jack to entering political work. He was a founding board member of Mass Equality, dedicated to a Massachusetts without discrimination and oppression based on sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. Serving as co-chair of the Development Committee, chair of the Finance Committee, member of the Executive Committee, and treasurer. His volunteer and board work also includes chairing the Northampton Community Preservation Committee, chairing the Northampton Housing Partnership, working on the State Hospital Citizens Advisory Committee. If you ask Jack about his giving, he will tell you he has been lucky, and it is a privilege to give back. Jack, we love and respect all you've done for us and the community. We feel lucky to have your and Ron's support, and it is a privilege to work with you.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks to United Way for this recognition, and to my husband Ron Skin for supporting what I do. I give both my time and contributions to the United Way because it's such an important part of the nonprofit community. Not just because United Way collects and distributes money, which it does very well, it also does a really good job of assessing community needs and refocusing priorities, and that's important leadership. And its multiple efforts during the COVID crisis are a great example of how United Way responds when the need is greatest. It's really a privilege to support an organization that does so much for Hampshire County.
Hello, my name is Irv Rhodes, and I'm on the board of directors of United Way. And it is really my pleasure to announce the Workplace Champion Award, which goes to Whalen Insurance and Peter Whalen. Whalen Insurance has been a supporter of the United Way for 4 decades. Their consistent long-term dedication is a model of giving back and an inspiration. During the challenges of COVID, Peter and his company stepped up their giving. While their support has always been appreciated, it was even more important at this particular time. Their history with the United Way includes a $25,000 matching grant to mark the company's 50th anniversary. That $25,000 helped bring in an additional $35,000. Over the course of years since 1997, the Wayland Insurance Company has given over $150,000 to the United Way. Peter Wayland served as chairperson of our Leaders Circle for 10 years and was on 2 of our strategic planning committees. Peter and his wife are the Cocaville level donors. Wayland Insurance and its community supports extends to multiple agencies. Wayland Insurance has supported in the past Mass Humanities, Hilltown Community Health Center, Tapestry International Language Institute, Community Action, the Food Bank of Western Massachusetts, Northampton Survival Center, and literally dozens more. Peter's work extends beyond the United Way in our community, and is all better for it. Peter has been on the boards of the Northampton Center for the Arts, the Academy of Music, Cooley Dickinson Hospital, Historic Northampton, and the Lathrop Home. Peter currently serves on the board of the Child's Park Foundation, the Chamber's Economic Development Council, is a director of the Greenfield Northampton Board of Directors, and is the treasurer of the Northampton Community Arts Trust. It is really with my great honor to award this award to the Wayland Insurance Company and Peter Wayland. Peter, thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Peter Wayland from Wayland Insurance. I'd like to thank the United Way for recognizing my coworkers for consistently stepping up over the years to support the less advantaged members of our community and recognizing the pivotal role that the United Way plays in Hampshire County.